at Santa Fe High School as a senior. When I first started high school as a freshman, I honestly didn't care much about school, even throughout my sophomore year. I wasn't very motivated or focused until I joined Avid. That's when everything started to change for me. Avid helped me stay motivated and take school seriously. I used to struggle with being afraid to ask for help, but being surrounded by supportive teachers, tutors, classmates has made my life way easier to stay motivated. Study groups especially help me because we work together and encourage each other. Since joining Avid, I've become more responsible, motivated, and open to trying new things. I've seen the real growth in myself. Now I care about doing the best and asking for help. I wish someone had told me this sooner, but honestly, I'm glad that I learned now. I used to spend too much time worrying about being perfect, but I learned that effort and progress have become way better and way easier for me. One of my favorite times was definitely working on group assignments in Avid. It was stressful, but we helped each other. Tutors also helped me understand difficult topics, especially when everyone was involved as a team. Looking back, I wish I had joined Avid earlier and I got in more involved. I stayed organized with a planner and used color-coded for notes. Time management and confidence were my biggest struggles, but Avid did support me in that, and which honestly was very helpful for me. To any new student, don't be afraid to ask for help. It will definitely help you eventually in the future and you'll grow as a person. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, as you can tell, is going to be another school video, and this is about my senior year, which is crazy because I literally graduated like literally a month ago, which is really crazy, a month ago, and literally like 3 days or 4 days, I do not know. But it's been a while, but these are the advice that I'm giving to the future senior class of 2026, which is crazy because they literally graduate in 11 months from now, which is really crazy. I'm very excited, guys, to give my advice since I've been a senior in high school for literally 10 months straight. So I'm very excited to give you guys advice. If you're a senior watching this, I'm gonna try my best to give the best advice, but anyways, let's get today's video. So one thing I wish people would have told me was that most people had told me that senior year was the funnest year, the easiest year, the amazing year, and sadly to say that is not true. Sadly, that wasn't true for me. I don't know if it is for other people, but for me, one thing I will say, it is gonna be the hardest year, I think. I don't know, it could be different for everybody, but that's really just my experience, what I had, and what I've seen other students deal with. So that's pretty much one thing I will say, that senior year will be a little bit hard, and it will be a little bit stressful, and because there's a lot to do, especially as you get closer to graduation. Those months leading up to it does get a lot harder, but honestly, that was just for me. Maybe it's just me, but that's one thing that I did experience. A few months before graduating, you have to do a lot of work, especially keeping your grades up, having good attendance in order to graduate. There's a lot of things you just have to do in order to graduate, and that's the important thing about it. Also, like, this might not be very hard for some students, those who are straight A students and have good attendance. This might not be hard because it's already something you're used to. But like literally trying to do everything, like planning your graduation, that might be a little bit stressful, like inviting people and trying to figure out when you want to do it, and then having someone take pictures for you if you're a girl, that, or having like professional pictures taken and making sure you look great. You know, this goes for both gender, girls and guys. This goes for both genders, honestly, depending if you want pictures. I feel like this is mainly like a girl thing, like making sure you look good, buying the dress, everything, and then waking up early. You know, there's a lot to it. And yeah, making sure you already applied to colleges. If you haven't already, you still have to do that, or you still have to do the like orientation and college stuff. So like that's what I mean by like it's gonna be a little bit stressful, because you have already senior year happening and doing all your classes, making sure, or like, for example, if you failed class, like making sure you pass this class, because for some reason, if you don't get a chance to graduate. Like, it depends on the student. Honestly, there's so many different things for everybody. Some have to do AP classes, and it has been hard for them. So like, they're really nervous because they know what happened in the past, and they wish the same thing not to happen anymore. So that's something they could be nervous about, stressful, keeping good straight A's, or keeping good grades overall. This could be hard for some people that do not, or that struggle with maintaining their grades while also maintaining sports. Like, for example, they could be trying sports this year out and they never tried it. So like, it's a lot of, they have to work with time management and keeping that good balance. Or like, they want to go to a good school and they have to apply to a bunch of scholarships because they don't have the financial aid for it. So they have to do that. And then they also have to worry about, what if they don't get in? Like, what is their plan B? Like, what's going to happen after that? And even after you graduate, you still have to worry about college. Like, if you haven't done orientation and all that stuff. I mean, I do not know. I'm not the best at like knowing what happens after like college. I'm not really good at like giving advice for college. I feel like I'm not a pro because I still don't know even myself. Like, it's literally June and I still don't know nothing. I really don't know nothing about orientation yet. Like, I completely either forgot or like I still need more info. I kind of know a little bit, but I'm not like the 100% best person to give that advice to. But like, there's so many things going on. Like you have your life, and you have your life, your personal life going on, and then you have high school, and then you also have college. So it could be a little bit hard at the same time. And for some people, it could be just very easy, and it could just be stressful, and that's the only thing. And yeah, really depends. For me, being a senior for 10 months straight, I got to experience different sides. I got to experience the intense side, where I had so many things going on at the same time, and it was very hard for me to like multitask and also keep a good balance in time management, which was always a struggle for me, especially the first 5 months of senior year, and that's something I dealt with. So yeah, and I also got to experience the calm side, which was a little bit towards like few months before graduation, which was really, really nice. And I also had to experience just the stressful side, but everything was going great. I also got to experience that. So pretty much I experienced 3 experiences at the same time, pretty much. So yeah, one thing I will suggest to the future senior class of 2026, I definitely recommend to take a class that I took, if you're interested in, which is called the Avid class, where it helps you like to prepare you to college. And it prepares you to go to college. It prepares you what you expect, what should you do, what advice. They give you so much advice for that, and they prepare you to be like, to figure it out on your own. Like, they'll give you assignments and then you have to figure it out, and then they'll give you a quiz and stuff like that. So it's pretty much a good class to take. I took that class from sophomore year to now, which was 2 years. So I definitely recommend taking that class if you can. But if you cannot, I would definitely suggest applying to scholarships, because that's something that they give us advice from. That's the advice that I got from my first month of being a senior. Pretty much the whole year was to always apply no matter what, because the more you apply, the more higher chance you get, especially if you really want to go to a good college. Even if you don't know it yet, that is fine. I know it sounds scary when you're a senior and you're like, oh my god, I still do not know, like, this is embarrassing. And I get it because I experienced that, but at the end of the day, you still have time a little bit to like figure it out. And if you do not know yet, I would definitely recommend possibly trying to visit all these colleges. I would definitely try to apply, and then try to like send an email, or like be aware when they like do like college visits, like, or even if they offer that in your school, like, I would suggest doing that just so you know. But that's definitely my recommendation, is to always apply the whole school year. I know it sounds crazy, it probably sounds too much, like what are you talking about? But honestly, for someone who didn't apply to like almost last minute, I applied to like January. I definitely regret it so much, because now looking back, I'm like, wow, like I focus more on my grades and homework more than like taking more time to invest in going to a college. That was something I still regret till this day, and that's something I learned. So from someone who learned that, I definitely recommend doing that. It's very important, and you won't regret it. Like, you'll thank me later. You'll be like, wow, I'm so glad I did it, because it is a good feeling to at least try, even if you feel like it's not gonna get you anywhere. You know, like, I did have that feeling where I didn't think nothing would happen, but like I feel like I would feel better if I tried more, especially with scholarships, because I only applied to like 5 at Poverty, and that's really crazy. But yeah, another advice I would give is, if you're really interested in sports and working and doing school at the same time, and maybe doing YouTube like I did, or like just having free time, I would say to try to have a good balance of everything. If you put focus on one item, let's say it's sports or it's work more than school or sports, then like you're literally just focusing on one thing that you're trying to succeed in, instead of focusing on the other thing. And is like, how are you going to succeed in both things when you're only focusing on one thing? So, and that could cause you to, for example, if you're focusing on work more than school, you're gonna have bad grades, you're gonna lose motivation to do schoolwork, you feel like it's impossible, like, or either like you're scared to do work and school at the same time, because you're scared that you're gonna fail one of the items. Either you're gonna miss out on work, you're gonna either like not have motivation, you're gonna request days off, or you're like gonna either fail school because you want to work more instead of go to school. I feel like sometimes people go through that, and that's what I went through. I was scared to do too much at the same time because I didn't have confidence. And if you don't have confidence at all and you feel like you cannot do it, sometimes it's best not to try it, but sometimes it's also good to try it, so that way you gain those like time management skills, which I really needed, because I failed on one thing and I focused on more on the other. I focused more on school than I did on my YouTube channel, and I feel like that's fine, because it's not like I was like working and stuff like that. I felt like, but at the same time I regretted, because I wasn't getting no free time, which was also bad. Like, doing too much, I was like constantly draining myself, which wasn't the best decision for me. So like constantly doing that too much, it's honestly excessive, and it caused me to lose sleep and all that. So it's really like not, it really wasn't the best option for me. You know, I needed that break and I need that free time. Another advice I would give is, during finals, I would definitely suggest studying, because that's something I didn't do. And I think it's just easier if you study, because you have everything memorized, and it's way easier to answer the questions in the quiz depending on your final. For me, I had a bunch of quizzes and I had to do a lot of like recording presentations. And yeah, honestly, that's something I would give to every upcoming senior class 2026. It's definitely very helpful. So yeah. Another advice I would give is, if you're taking an extra class that you're making up for, I would definitely suggest also trying your best in that class, because that class definitely is a requirement to graduate. So it's obviously very important. So I definitely do recommend that as well. Throughout the whole senior year, I definitely recommend trying to get the best rest, because for me, 6 months straight, I literally only slept like about 4 to 5 hours every single day. and every single day I felt very moody and I felt very anxious because when I don't get enough rest, my anxiety increases a lot quicker, which is really crazy. I also suggest having free time as well, because something I did is even in the weekends, I did literally homework for 9 hours trying to get it right because I would struggle sometimes. I definitely recommend trying your best to manage school, and also having that free time as well is very important. And as it becomes closer to graduation, keeping your grades up, making sure your attendance is good, definitely 100%. And even though it does get a little bit harder, and then when you get your cap and gown, I suggest for everyone to like get their size because it goes by height and weight. So for example, me, for my height was 5'2", and for the weight was 100 because I am skinny. So yeah, and it fit perfectly, as you guys tell. And honestly, I definitely suggest for your cap and gown, if you really want to decorate it, I would suggest to really start doing it a month before if you can, or at least like a few weeks before, because for me, I did it last minute, the day before. It took me 4 hours. I had to stay up a little bit later than usual, and I was kind of a little bit rushing. And also, if you don't know what you want to decorate it as, I definitely suggest like thinking about it, because for me, I knew, and then I completely forgot the idea once graduation came. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying to remember, and also buying everything a month before. Your dress, making sure you order a dress a month before so that way it comes out in time. That's pretty much what I did. And yeah, make sure you have everything ready, making sure everything's good financially, making sure you already got accepted to a scholarship if you plan to, and your university, and everything is done. I definitely recommend, because after that, all you have to do is just go to your dorm if you plan to stay there, or just go to school, and that's really the easiest thing. So that's pretty much my advice to the future upcoming senior of class of 2026. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.